Hello YouTube. Alright, this is kind of a desktop review and my first impression of the Shooter's World Blackout powder. So this is what it looks like. This is a very inexpensive powder. It's I think I paid 12, I think it was 12 bucks. It may have been 10 bucks for this 1 pound can. I'd have to pull the receipt up, but it was definitely under $15. It's the only reason I purchased this was price point. So I thought, heck, I'll give it a shot. It's called Blackout, and they say it's for, what it means is blackout. So you can look at it. It says optimum for 300 blackout and 7.62 by 39. Also loads Magnum pistol. So, and they have some loads on here, some cartridges, and they have 300 blackout, of course. Has on there twice, one for a 220 grain projectile and one for a 208. Of course, 7.62 by 39, 22 Hornet, and 30 carbine. So let's take a look at what this powder looks like, and I actually will tell you a story that goes along with this. So I've already opened this powder, looked at it, and it's what prompted me to, I think I got a little bit too much powder out. Let's dump some of that. So let's just get just a little bit. Okay, and we'll dump plenty in that so we can see that. All right. So I hope we can get a good picture of this, but I'm gonna hold this up as steady as I can for the camera, and you can kind of look at those grains, if you want to call them that, or pellets, balls, whatever. But you have some teardrop in there. You have, it looks almost like stick. A lot of different shapes. It's not very consistent than what I'm used to seeing when it comes to powder. So a lot of different stuff going on with this powder. It's and that gave me a little bit of concern. I'm used to seeing consistent stuff. You can see almost like a teardrop right there. We have a little stick right there, some more sticks, and then this fine pellet, almost ball that we're used to seeing. If we're talking shooting 300 blackout, say 16 to 80, or what else would be that? Oh, a lot of powders look that way. H110 is kind of similar, but it's more, I wouldn't say H110. Maybe the CFE BLK. Let's say that. That'd be a little bit more consistent with it. But anyway, definitely some differences I see in the extrusion process there. I don't know if you can see any just kind of floating around in there. I mean, I seen some sticks, and I sent an email to Shooter's World, and I'll tell you what I got back. So this is what I received back, and this is what it says. It says, to whom it may concern, or dear Shooter's World. It says, I just purchased my first can of powder, Blackout rifle, and after opening it, I noticed that powder looked to have different shape and size granules. I was wondering if I had gotten a bad batch. Please look at the attached photos. And I attached 4 photos. And this was my reply back. Thanks for your interest in Shooter's World Blackout Propellant. I've looked at your pictures, and I do see some indication of misshapen grains. From the pictures, it appears to me that they are long tadpoles, and that's in quotations, compared to the standard spherical grains. If this is the case, what I call tadpoles are a normal byproduct of propellant manufacture and occur on a very small percentage of grains. Now I've got fairly a lot of tadpoles. That I'm assuming he's calling that the tear, what I call teardrops. He's calling tadpoles. So, but I'm seeing a lot of almost sticks in here too. And there's more than one. There's a lot of the so-called tadpoles. It's just a lot of different size, which I know it can't be perfect, but I've got a lot in there. more than very few, or a small percentage. And he says, I'll read that sentence back over. It says, in this case, what I call tadpoles are a normal byproduct of propellant manufacture and occur on a very small percentage of grains. The manufacturer takes every opportunity to screen these misshapen grains out of the mix, but due to their geometry being a similar diameter to the standard grain size, it is physically impossible to screen them all out. I would agree. I would say it would be physically impossible to screen those out because they are the same size but different shape. So I totally get that. The propellant you have in hand was tested for chemical, physical, and ballistic properties. It's passed all tests and was certified for use by Explosia, and that's the manufacturer. And they manufacture Lovex, so they're a big powder manufacturer. They're out of the Czech. So, all right. I have every reason to believe that these misshapen grains will cause you no ballistic abnormalities. I can't even talk here. They are not dangerous to you nor your firearm. Should you wish me to further help you with this propellant, please don't hesitate to reply. So I never did reply because he basically said that it's, you get what you get. So that's what I get. So I looked up some data. I first went to Lovex, and they didn't actually have the exact number. This is D063-02. So I'm not sure what the 02 is, but they have the D63 on file, but they don't have the 02 or 0.2 in their data book online. But their 063 is high-density double-base ball propellant similar to Accurate 1680, suitable for 7.62 by 39 cartridge. Also suitable for small-capacity cartridges such as the T/CU series, the 223 rim, and the 222 rim, and the 223 Remington with lighter bullets. And then it shows, I have here their load data for 300 Blackout. So it has that there, and then it gives you the propellant. So I just printed this out, I hadn't compared them yet. So we have a bullet weight of 147, 168, and 180 is what they top out at on that. So then I went to Shooter's World's website, and I was assuming it'd basically be a copy and paste of their load data. It actually wasn't. They have a little bit different. So they have theirs, this is their powders, similar to what that last one was, but this is from Shooter's World, and you have to excuse my printer. Blackout, high density, double base, similar to 1680, suitable for 7.62, 300, 30-30 Win, 22 Hornet, heavy Magnum pistol calibers, and some straight-walled rifle cartridges. Also suitable for 222 rim and 223 rim with lighter bullets. So a little bit more flexibility from the manufacturer's load description to Shooter's World. So a little bit more. So now if we look at the load data, they have theirs sectioned out by powder, and then it gives the data in there. So we have data for 300 Black, 44 Mag, 30-30, and 458 SOCOM. Get some. That's what I want next, the SOCOM. Or 458. But anyway, let's see if we have the same bullet. Alright. Let's look here for 300 Blackout. They're using a different case for the Blackout. And bullet, they have 150 and a 208 and a 220 Sierra. So we don't have any load data. The closest thing I would say would probably be the 147 grain full metal jacket, which would be the 150 grain Hornady full metal jacket. That'd be the closest. So the length, let me hold this like this so it'll be easier for me to see. So there's the 147. D063 is the data we're looking for. Grains recommended would be 17. And recommended grains here, starting grains would be 15 to 18. This is 17 to 19.3. So definitely different there. And it is a different size bullet. So max velocity 1750. Max velocity 1969 from the manufacturer. Pressure. Max pressure 45.2, pressure 4600. So they're different. And of course, this is saying D063. It's not saying D063-02. So I don't know. Maybe this is like, if they say 2, maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe maybe second rate. I don't know. Second quality. Maybe it's second quality. You know, because they couldn't get all those granules out. But I mean, for 15 bucks or 12 or shoot, I might even pay less for that for it. I can't even remember. I bought this at a gun show about a month or 2 ago. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to load it. I'm going to see how it does. It's basically going to be a plinking round. And heck, I may even try it in the 44 mag. We'll see how it does in that. 240 nozzler and 300 Hornady XTP, so I may try it on this 240 grain nozzlers, but I don't know. So far, my first impression is I'm not impressed. I'm impressed with the money, with the cost of this powder. It seems very inexpensive, but I'm a little concerned about how those grains look, and that's kind of got me shaken up. So we're going to compare it. Let me grab another powder. I didn't think about that until I started filming, so alright, so that's the Blackout, and let's see how it looks compared to the CFE BLK. So I don't have any 1680. I meant to buy some the other day, and I walked out of the store. I didn't get it because it was expensive. And Hodgdon is kind of the king of powders in my area. Western powder, there's not a whole lot of Western powder going on in my area. So if we look at these grains, they're a lot smaller. Reminds me of H110. And then it's got your pellets in there for that copper fouling eraser. So definitely, I mean, these are consistent. These are consistent grains other than those little grains that you see, those little granules. They look like flakes, like right here, this big flake. I hope you can see that on the camera. This big flake right here, that's the addition of whatever that is that's supposed to clean the copper away. That's what that flake is. That's what that does. So, and you see those throughout that. But I don't see anything close to what we've seen in that. I mean, it's night and day. It is night and day. The size, the drops. I mean, you got, looks to be stick in there. Those teardrops or tab holes or whatever they're calling that. So I don't know. They have, Shooter's World has several different powders. This is this is only the first one that I've picked up. I got a friend of mine that bought some of their tactical for $223, and he may have bought another brand, or I think he bought Tactical, or maybe it was AR Plus. I can't remember which one he got. I don't know. He may, knowing him, he probably bought them all. So I don't know. We'll see what he got. I'll see if I can't remember to call him. But definitely a big difference from Blackout. And maybe I'll go by and get some 1680. We'll look at it. But you can see the difference in those pellet sizes, all those so-called tap holes. I mean, when you start shaking it and getting it, where there's not a whole lot on there, you can really see a lot in there. When it's all piled together, it just kind of blends together. So, a little concerned, but you know what? I'm going to shoot it because it's basically going to be a little plink and load. It's a fun rifle, and we're going to give it a shot. Those are some 147 grain right there. So, we're going to give it a shot, see how it goes. I've got a few cases already made up. Not sure what bullet I'm going to use, but I better stick close to their data because I'm already afraid of the powder. Anyway, tabletop kind of review for the Shooter's World Blackout Rifle Powder. And that's D063-02, which I believe that 02, could be wrong, may just signify Shooter's World, or it could mean second quality, second run, something like that. Who knows? I don't want to steer anybody away from it. It is powder. It's going to burn. So I got some data printed out, and we'll see how it goes. All right, we're going to call this a wrap, and I will try to post a follow-up video on this powder. May even do one loading this powder, weighing it out. We'll see what the charges weigh, and we'll see if we want to use this by capacity or by weight. So we may even use, if we go by capacity, we may even use our new powder drop. All right, catch you on the next video.